Good afternoon again, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the disclaimers, right? Right. Well, it's been an interesting day, folks. As you've seen in between takes here. I do like that I've decided for, at least during working hours, completely ignoring social media. No staring at it during my breaks. As a call center agent, one can only handle so much levels of just out and out, rabid stupidity on a daily basis without completely losing their fucking minds. And even some days without the social media, it's difficult because we get Karen, right? And Karen wants to know why you can't make the impossible happen. She makes demands on why we can't provide her with an item that we do not sell. And she wants to speak with the manager because she's from the Better Business Bureau. Now, listen, hear me out on this shit. This is one of the calls I got, before my end of week, where we got Karen over here. And she's from the Better Business Bureau. And she received a package that was damaged. It was wet and all have you. The individuals that she spoke with previously, because she was testing us. Sure. Why she wasn't immediately given back her money. The individuals on her phone tried to tell her to do the things that we did tell her to do. Just open the package, see if it's damaged. Miss Karen went on a rant, but then you could say I'm tampered with it, not give me my money. Huh? Bitch, we tell you the return policy, literally, mandatory, I might add, at the end of every single fucking phone call. If you ordered something from us, at the end of that order, you would see a paragraph that is the entirety of our return policy. Within that return policy, you are supposed to open that package to see if anything is damaged. If the item is damaged when you examine it, no, we're not going to just, you tampered with it, so. We're not fucking Walmart. Okay? If you received a damaged item, we need proof of that damage. We need photo evidence of said damage. For all we know, you are some fraudster, of which we have several, that just wants us to automatically give them money. You know, the culture of just believe, right? But I'm in the Better Business Bureau and I can just shut you all down. Okay, Karen, I've been in the call center biz for at least about around 13 years at this point. It's not how the Better Business Bureau does things. They first send you a letter of intent. We've not received any such letter. What you don't do is call a random 1-800 number, which says very distinctly on it, Wayfair sells, and then scream at me about how you're going to shut us all down. I'm not the corporate head, Karen. And I want to know what you're going to do about this. I'm in sales, Karen. There's not jack shit I can do for you. You won't give me your name. You will not allow me to pull you up. But you're going to make demands on me. I can't do jack shit for you if I have no information, Karen. Oh, but they want you to make the impossible happen, or they're going to close you down. Stupid, right? And I get to deal with this willful, angry stupid on a semi-regular basis. So, detoxing from the TL on the phones is probably a pretty good idea for the last thread of sanity I have left. But, yeah. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. I don't even fucking know anymore. I go onto the TLs before these videos, though, and I just see this stupid, and I just have to limit it. I have to limit it. Working call center will expose you to the very worst types of humanity. If you work in a call center, people will show you who they really are. Not the fake nice with the fake polite small talk that they show to the outside world. Not their little church going ass. No, who they are to complete strangers on the phone when they think that there are no repercussions for their behavior. That's where people show you who they really are. And it gets depressing. And then you go on social media, and these same individuals are the same ones trying to push their stupidity onto others, sometimes violently. I don't know where I'm going with this particular rant. Maybe it's just I'm so tired of the stupid that I just have to let it out to somebody. I try not to focus on the hate. I really do. I try to do things to, lighten the mood. Show me not everyone is a fucking asshole. But yeah, if ever I felt there was a point in my life that I just despair at all for humanity, that was it. And that was despairing for humanity in high school. It's only gotten fucking worse. People have only got fucking dumber, more gullible, more violently and proudly ignorant. And that's on both sides, by the way. It's not just the Republicans being fucking stupid. I won't just believe either side. One side uses the cross to bang down on you. The other will use their agenda to bang down on you. I won't give in, though. Both sides have their hands dirty. I'm going to stop babbling now. Let's just get into it, shall we? Let's talk about Dr. Matthew Israel's stupid. I'll do that last video of the day, and then I'm going to watch enough Foamy to where I can finally feel like there's at least a few of us logical fuckers out here left. Alright. In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It's written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called Behavior Modification Program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much, they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill, folks. Please read that article and share it on all your social media. You're also going to find linked in there NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through with their threat. We also have linked there the Ozark's first article in regards to the Agape boarding school / Stone for Help situation. This is a so-called Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that has and pending over 21 civil lawsuits, claims, and allegations leveled against it, all substantiated by the hard evidence gathered in the investigation done by the Missouri Department of Social Services, and they include the following: sodomy, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, child trafficking, starvation, and that's just for starters. You have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another, a doctor, still on the premises, up on multiple, again, substantiated claims of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault of the boys there. You got an attorney general too busy chasing drag queens to actually protect kids from the real pedophiles. And you've got a governor who's lost his goddamn mind. So, send help, and please share that article on all your social media. We got the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masemba's behavioral sheet of shockable offenses, Andre McCollum, sorry, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins back in 2002, and the ever-present self-explanatory Change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones, all right? All right, this channel is marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is advised, all right? All right, trigger warning. We are about to again descend into the mad ravings of the lunatic mind known as Dr. Matthew Israel. You're going to hear gaslighting, victim blaming, lies, pseudoscience, enough ableism and bigotry to circle the globe a few thousand times, all coming from a man with a massive ego and even larger God complex. So be prepared for it, okay? All right, let's listen again to this man who loves to repeat himself in nonsensical ramblings and never-ending sentences. Somewhere, my grandmother, who was an English teacher, is rolling in her grave. At JRC, manual restraint is needed only where it is required in order to keep everyone safe from the effects of a student's dangerous behaviors. This occurs when the student's behaviors have not yet been adequately treated, usually because the JRC lacks the authorization to use its skin shock procedures. Here we fucking go again. The JRC are blaming us for using restraints because if we had them on the torture device. Do you know how idiotic you sound, doctor, coming from someone who's worked in this field? Because you're looking pretty fucking stupid. This idea that if the kid is not wearing the device, their behaviors aren't being treated is fucking stupid. All the kids with disabilities, mental health issues in the world who have behavioral problems, who are under different programs, are you trying to tell me they're not actually being treated? Because that's what you seem to be inferring here. That's a pretty big leap, doctor. It's bullshit. Most of us are under coherent programs that make fucking sense. How is our dangerous behaviors being treated? Because people are treating the root causes. Oh, and that medicine the doctor likes to fucking demonize on a semi-regular basis? Wouldn't you know it? A lot of us have had to take those in our life. Are they used to put us in a stupor? No, Karen, they're not. These are medicines that are used as a means to help us self-rein in, if you know what I mean. His idea of adequate treatment is torture. To make us scream, make us squeal, right, doctor? You inhumane, monstrous son of a bitch. Adequate treatment for those of us who have extreme sensory issues. Some of us are on meds for them. You want to know why? Because some of us have such severe sensory issues that if we didn't have medication of some kind to be able to help us rein that shit in, we really would be what they paint us to be every April. Crazy, right? Some of these medicines are designed to help us specifically deal with those sensory issues so that we're able to get about our day-to-day lives. Do they work? Well, I'm glad you asked. And matter of fact, Karen, they do. And they do not put them into a stupor. Now, any medicine is going to give you side effects. Any treatment program, you're going to have side effects, no matter what this fucker tries to sell you. There is not a treatment out there that exists in this world that there's not some form of repercussion. Excuse me, allergies. That's fact. So, how do medicine generally work when we're talking medication here? It is risk versus benefits. You know what doctor likes to throw at us all the time. If I take a particular medicine, if I have such severe sensory issues that I can't even act like a normal human being because it can get that bad, folks. I have had those situations. And those medications will then act almost as a buffer between me and the sensory issues, enough that I am able to get my head clear enough to be able to think coherently. The doctor would tell you that's awful. He'd rather strap my ass to his psycho device and torture me until I screamed. Choose between a medication that might give me a few stomach issues to strapping my ass to a machine that makes me scream like Andre McCollins did. What you think I'm going to choose, doctor? He believes that none of us are being adequately treated unless it's by him. Again, the balls on this guy, right? But let's continue here. The latter occurs for reasons such as these. The student is from New York, which has adopted regulations that ban aversives for school-age students. A parent has decided not to give permission for the aversives, or court authorization for aversives have not yet been requested or granted. So here we are. We're going to demonize New York. We're going to demonize the parents. We're going to demon everyone, but except Matthew Israel. Right, doctor? If we all would just put these fucking devices on ourselves until we fucking hate our lives and feel a deep need to commit suicide, we're not being adequately treated. It's garbage, doctor. There are thousands of kids all over the fucking world right now being treated, yes, for behavioral issues. Some are autistic. Some have other disabilities or disorders. Some of them have other mental health issues. All their programs are catered to treat their exact root core issues. Many of these individuals have been treated successfully. You are trying to tell us, but that would be impossible unless you were torturing us. Do you hear how insane you sound? You are demonizing the medical model that made you. You are demonizing the very institutions that gave you your degree in the first place. Probably because they yanked their licenses from you and refused to call this individual who had no clinical practice beforehand. You're a joke, doctor, to the entirety of anyone who's ever worked on any side of this field. You're a joke, a dangerous one. Millions of us have these diagnoses. Millions of us have been successfully treated without torture. Should tell you something about his so-called treatment. Now, am I going to tell you these programs are 100% effective on every last single one of us? No, because there is no one size fits all. Are there difficulties? Are there still behaviors? You bet their ass you are. There are. Because there is no cure. What is it a success in the real fucking world is when you can bring these things down to a minimum to the point that we are able to operate and lead and live our lives as we see fit for what we call quality of life, not you. That's success. Me living on my own bills, my own job. Successful, doctor. And it was done without torture. My friend Renee, mostly nonverbal, who has her own job, lives in her own apartment, takes care of her own bills with assistance when necessary. That's successful, doctor. Again, done without torture. We're going to close in on after that, I might have to put this up on battery here. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit those comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, let's get this stopped before it kills this.